It's less than 48 hours to the year 2024. What a time to be alive, really. A lot of people have thought that this year would not come. I remember some time ago when we used to say Agenda 2000, Agenda 2020 and all that. But here we are, 2024 is just by the corner. And it's all by the grace of the Almighty God that we are making it gloriously into the new year. Welcome to your program, Security Watch Africa, on this channel, the Africa Independent Television. My name still remains Patrick Abambu. Today we're going to bring you an exciting edition of this program once again. Yes, it's a lot of things have been happening. We know that so many people are in their communities and cities celebrating the festive period with their relatives and family members. Like I advised last week, and I still advise, celebrate with moderation so that you will return back to your base safely without any hindrance. And those of you who are also celebrating, remember you need to come back and resume work. And there are a lot of responsibilities, financial responsibilities, we must say. And so you have to spend wisely, unless you have a very deep pocket that can never be exhausted, if possible. But anyway, let's go to the program today. Yes, we have our guest who will be looking at the issue that for me is very, very important because it's a major earner to so many countries, talking about hospitality. But in Nigeria, a lot still needs to be done. But we'll be looking at it. What is the challenges that are facing hospitality in Nigeria? Some say insecurity, but some people are still operating without problems as such. But we'll be discussing with the guests. That will be after this report from the Nigerian Army by Shuli Daniels.
It was a day of celebration for the 47 brigadier generals recently promoted to the enviable rank of major generals as they were decorated with their new ranks this Thursday in Abuja in the presence of dignitaries, family members, and friends who gathered to witness the remarkable day in the lives of these outstanding officers. To kick off the proceedings, the Chief of Administration Army, Major General Jimmy Agbo, gave the breakdown of the various promotions carried out in the Nigerian Army in 2023.
The Nigerian Army has always ensured that worthy and quality officers and soldiers are elevated to higher ranks as and when due, in line with the Chief of Army Staff's command philosophy to transform the Nigerian Army into a well-trained, equipped, and highly motivated force towards achieving our constitutional responsibilities within a joint environment. Accordingly, the 2023 promotion exercise for soldiers has since been concluded and released in October through November this year. In a systematic manner also, the promotion and decoration of junior, middle cadre, and senior officers up to the rank of colonel have also taken effect as recommended by various promotion boards and authorized by the Army Council at different times of the year.
And this kicked off the glorious moment in the lives of these officers as they were called out one after the other to be decorated.
The local government area of Oyo State. He was granted regular commandant commission as a member of 42 regular corps on 16 September 1995.
In his remarks after the decorations, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Taurid Abiodun Lagbaja, congratulated the newly promoted officers and stated that the process of their selection, though may not be 100% perfect, but those promoted officers ticked all the boxes to deserve their promotion. General Lagbaja insisted that though promotion comes from God, but to qualify for promotion, officers must display high level of qualities, as a Major General can be qualified to be Chief of Army Staff or even the Chief of Defense Staff.
I will start my remarks this afternoon by once again congratulating the newly decorated Major Generals and their families on the well-deserved elevation to the enviable and coveted rank of Major General. I particularly appreciate their spouses and immediate family members for their understanding and support to these officers while they rose to this level. We have heard severally that promotion comes from God, but I'm a believer in the fact that there is always a part we individually have to play at some point along our career path to be found worthy in character, learning, conduct, and duty, and thus be qualified for promotion, particularly to the enviable rank of Major General. Today, these 47 newly decorated Major Generals have ticked all necessary boxes and are rewarded for their hard work. Not all can make General Officer Commanding, Principal Staff Officers, Chief of Army Staff, or Chief of Defense Staff. So, run your race in your lane and you'll be rewarded accordingly.
He charged them to imbibe his command philosophy and to remain loyal to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Permit me to paraphrase George C. Marshall by saying that you cannot expect loyalty from the army if you do not give it. So, your loyalty to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and by extension to Mr. President, Commander-in-Chief, and the leadership of the Nigerian Army should be nothing less than 100%.
The Minister of State for Defense, who was the special guest of honor at the investiture ceremony, Dr. Bello Mohammed Matawale, pledged that the federal government will continue to take their welfare seriously.
As we celebrate your promotion, I urge you to continue leading by example and inspiring others to better your footsteps. The Nigerian Army needs more leaders like you who are willing to put their lives on the line of the sake of our nation. This promotion is a beacon of hope to all Nigerians and a call to elevate your effort in the fight against insecurity, especially in the Northwest and other parts of the country. To your spouses, we are not unaware of the sacrifices you make daily in ensuring that your husbands attain the height which we are celebrating them for today. You are all truly appreciated. Please be assured that the welfare of members of the armed forces that you are direct beneficiaries is of topmost priority of this government.
To express the appreciation, one of the promotees, Major General Gideon Ajetumobi, gave a vote of thanks on behalf of other promotees, where he pledged that the Chief of Army Staff command philosophy will be their guiding compass.
Please be assured of our absorbed dedication to duty and loyalty to the services of the Nigerian Army and our dear nation. We have taken it to heart in line with your speech, sir. We will be logical and objective. We will give life to your command philosophy.
The ceremony witnessed the presence of 2 state governors, ministers, National Security Advisor, the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, service chiefs, former Chief of Army Staff, the wife of the Chief of Army Staff, who is the president of Nigerian Army Officers' Wives Association, Mrs. Maria Abiodun Lagbaja, traditional rulers, and family members. These 47 new Major Generals were among the recent promotions released by the Nigerian Army Council that also saw 75 colonels moved to brigadier generals, and according to the Nigerian Army tradition, they have been decorated in their various divisions and formations. As it is always said, to whom much is given, much is expected. The Nigerian Army and the nation in general expect improved strategic directions from these promotees as they may be posted as general officers commanding, commanders and commandants and principal staff officers. Shirley Daniels reporting for Security Watch Africa, Abuja.
Welcome back. Yes, on behalf of Security Watch Africa, I must say congratulations to all those that were promoted and decorated. Particularly, I must congratulate Major General Gideon Ajetumobi for very special reasons. He deserves that because he almost died while fighting to defeat the enemies of the country, and he was shot. And as we speak, he still had the injuries in his body. We all pray that he will fully recovered back to his feet. But he's doing so well even yet as he is taking his medications. Yes, let's go straight to the topic of today. Like I said earlier, we'll be looking at the review of hospitality security in Nigeria. I'm excited because I have somebody who I make bold to say that he's even more patriotic than some Nigerians, than some people out in Nigeria, even though his color may be brighter or different from mine, but in his heart, he has Nigeria engraved in his heart. I'm talking about Mr. Allen Saleme. Mr. Allen Saleme is, I must say, a renowned hotelier, a hospitality expert. He is the group general manager of Shelter Suites and Hotels that manages about 5 hotels across the country. And he, I must say, he's also recently was awarded Hospitality Ambassador for Nigeria.
Yeah.
How do you feel with that honor? Let's start from there.
Okay. Good afternoon, Mr. Patrick. Thank you for hosting me. First of all, I want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year in advance. Well, this is a big honor. This what I received. It was like a surprise, honestly speaking. It came directly from the police force headquarters, and I've been called, and they say, we have something, you need to come. So I went there, and surprisingly, they nominate me Ambassador of Hospitality in Nigeria.
Yeah, because
It's so proud.
Yeah, I think it's a well-deserved honor because you have done quite well. So far, let me get the cities, the hotels you are managing, you are in charge in Nigeria. Where are they located?
We have in Jos,
Okay.
in Lagos very soon in February.
Yeah.
We have 2 in Abuja, and you have in Mina.
In Mina.
Yes.
Particularly, I'm interested in the Mina and the Jos because to some people, they would say that there seems to be insecurity. But anyway, we'll come to the challenges that hospitality is facing. But do you see a bright future, or how is the hospitality business in Nigeria?
Well, honestly speaking, the hospitality business in Nigeria is good. Let's say about this 2023. As me, as other hotels owners, other GMs, our only main problem was the dollar. If not for the dollar, everything was fine.
The dollar, yes, I know that affected so much business.
Yes.
The dollar incident. One of the things that stood out remarkably was that even during the COVID, you went beyond why some hotels shut down to ensure that all protocols were observed. How did you fare? Because some shut down, but you were operating 100%.
Well, we had to operate because we cannot full shut down Abuja, and we got the legal permit to open the COVID. And then NCDC was using our hotel at the start.
Okay.
So it was good. We followed the protocols of the NCDC, of the government, of everything. And we was operating, not full operating, but we was really operating. We could accommodate some guests, but it was hard. It was really hard.
Yes. Now let me ask you this question. Some people feel that there are a lot of insecurity in Nigeria, but you've been in Nigeria. Tell me, how do you see security in Nigeria?
Okay. there's no insecurity in Abuja. Let's be honest. There's no insecurity in Abuja.
Okay.
Well, now I am like almost 6 years. And you know, I came Nigeria before in 2007 just for visit and 2009.
Yes.
But there's no real insecurity inside Abuja. I did not hear no major complaints about any of my colleagues, any of the hotels. They had major issues there. Okay, it's far from the Abuja. On the borders of Abuja, you could hear of some insecurity. But honestly, in Abuja, inside Abuja, we did not hear any insecurity problems during 2023.
Okay, but
no major ones, no major ones.
But generally, if you have to tell some, because I know that you interact with some of your original nationals across outside the country who want to come to Nigeria, will you advise people to come to Nigeria?
Yes, I advise. This is the problem. When they hear the foreign news, it will be like, oh, Alan, how you are living there? What's happening? All this insecurity. But honestly, we are living better than I was living in Paris or in Beirut or in another place.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. I never feel insecure in Abuja, but I can feel insecure in my own village.
Yes.
I go to Paris, I feel insecure. But in here, I didn't. The only problem is the foreign news. And they will say, this is happening in Nigeria, this is no. It's all like nonsense. That kind of sabotage is not like the reality on the ground.
Sorry, we're staying here with Mr. Alan Saleme looking at the review of hospitality security in Nigeria. And like he said, he feels more secure in Nigeria than some most first world countries, like people talk about Paris and some other places. But some Nigerians still feel that Nigeria is so insecure and so troubled and all that. You can see a man who is coming from outside speaking about Nigeria. Now, what are those major challenges that you think is affecting hospitality business in Nigeria?
The major challenges affecting our hospitality is the import of goods needed for hospitality.
Okay.
The procedures will take too much time, and the delay in customs and this thing, it's not affecting just us, any other people in the hospitality, it will affect us.
Yeah, because.
But usually as manpower, no, Nigeria have a very good manpower in hospitality.
Yeah.
They're very good staff, very good managers. We don't face this problem. In other parts of the world, you could have a big problem in manpower. But in Nigeria, no. Honestly, it's top hospitality people available. The only thing, as I told you, the import of things.
But I'm sure, how you coping with the power system, electricity?
This is another major problem. So the diesel bill per month is hurting. Not just us, everyone else. All my other colleague hotels is too much. So we pay diesel, a big bill, then NEPA is not always stabilized. So it's small problems, but mainly it's fine. But I cannot say there's no problems. There's small
Exactly.
problems.
I know that you manage a hotel even in Dubai. Is it a hotel or hotels in Dubai before coming
before
to
in
Nigeria?
Dubai and in Qatar.
Of course. And where?
And in Qatar.
And in Qatar.
Yeah.
Yes. I know we can't compare hospitality in Nigeria and Dubai, but what do you think we can do to improve this hospitality business? How big is that business?
Okay, the hospitality business is very big. Okay, we cannot compare Nigeria to any other country, sorry. Nigeria is a big country.
Okay.
So let's say all Qatar is not like at half of Abuja. Can you imagine?
The whole Qatar.
The whole
yes.
Qatar is about 9,000. Is not even Lebanon is 10,000. Abuja is over 10,000. So there's no one can compare hospitality to Nigeria. It's a big. We just need to be more active in introducing Nigeria to foreigners.
To foreigners.
We have to introduce it. It has to be officially introduced. That okay, I went one time by road to Niger. I went to Gurara Falls. It's something amazing. It's something that we people expat, we like to do these adventures. We got to go by road. We need to do this one. So this interstate travels by cars. It needs to be more
Promoted.
encouraged.
Yeah.
Yes, encouraged for the people with more security on the roads. It will be amazing because I went with friends coming from US. It was like we can never do this in any place of the world. You go from Abuja to Niger in like 2 hours, and you go to Gurara Falls. Then you can. It's amazing. The nature, the roads is something need to be promoted.
Yeah, really, because I know that the new Minister for Tourism has a lot to work on her table there. But looking at some of the things you are doing, because even across Nigeria, outside Nigeria, you also talk about Nigeria, because you are an award winner across. I remember that your group gave you also
Yeah.
an award. Now, let's look at the issues. Part of the benefits of hospitality is providing jobs. I know that the strength of your manpower is so massive.
So massive.
How do you think government can encourage you people to ensure that people are employed more so that they will reduce insecurity in the country?
Okay, let me just tell you a small information. Do you know that the hospitality manpower in Abuja is the biggest manpower of all other sections in Abuja? Do you know this? The hospitality workers in numbers are the highest numbers worker in all Abuja. Even in Lagos, just for you to know how much is big hospitality in Abuja and in Lagos, especially in Abuja.
So you see, while we're looking at this topic today, we need to review because we are going into a new year, and I think that more attention must be put into this industry so that young and able-bodied Nigerians, well, like he said, the manpower is available for here in Nigeria than some other countries. But let me tell you some of the attractions you see in Nigeria, because you've been here, and I know that you have your child. You have
Yes.
your child here
Yes,
in
my
Nigeria.
child was born in Nigeria. Yeah, he was born on the day Mr. President election. It's the same day he was born in Nigeria. Yeah.
So would I say, okay, yes, he's also qualified to be a Nigerian.
Yes, now hopefully.
Yes, I also know that you go in and out of the country.
Yes, a lot.
Now, what message do you take about Nigeria to people outside?
Well, I only bring the best message of Nigeria because I feel is my second country, is not for my first country. I did not feel this close to people just in Nigeria. I travel all over the world. I worked in all parts of the world. I work in Europe, in Far East, in Middle East, everywhere you want. But here I feel there is a communication between people is better than any other place I worked.
Yeah.
So when I say always when I go, like last time in Singapore, I said, who told you about this in Nigeria? They are killing, they will enter your house and kill you. This is not true. You have to understand what you hear on the news could happen on the borders of Nigeria. Like now, if something happened between Australia and Singapore, it's on the borders. You don't know what will happen. But in the city, in the main cities, we don't have these things. So the figures of the people outside about Nigeria, that is scary. This is what we need to change. And this is where I'm going outside. I'm trying to know. I'm living here with my family. My daughter is schooling in Nigeria. My son is born in Nigeria. My family always come. Lots of expat. Nigerian people are good. This is the figures we like to give outside. And this is the reality, honestly speaking.
Oh, I'm quite encouraged by these views. Though I'm not strange. You've been a friend for over so many years. Yes, let's look at this particular issue. I know that the business. I know that the business in Nigeria, the business environment can be challenging. But you have actually worked to ensure that yes, you keep improving, moving from one hotel to the other. Today, you're expecting to open another hotel in Lagos
Kaduna.
and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's hear this. Security forces, security agencies. You have also interacted with the
Yeah.
police.
This-
How do you
Yes,
compare them?
I
What do you say? Because they say Nigerian security is, officials are bad. How true is that?
So let's be honest, this is my experience, all my colleague experience, all of us in HOFA, hotel is the group
Hotel
of hospital-
owners,
yes,
yeah.
we agree that the police, Nigeria police, are the best people. They will work, they will assist, they will only supervise, they will really supervise. You will not see them, but they will do their best to make sure that this will never happen again if anything happen. If anything happen, okay? The communication between us and the Nigerian police forces, like we have a meeting like weekly with DSS, also to ensure that everything is fine. Then we will have another meeting with the DPO of the area, our chief security will also meet. And then we will have at some times by the CP of Abuja. So any difficulties, anything we think, any threatened things, we could tell them. They will assist us. And really, the police agency in Nigeria are one of the best. We thank them now. I want to wish them
All right.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Really, for the hard work they did.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much also, because we have got a signal to also leave. But I'm sure it's been a nice time having you here. One of these days we may have to also bring you to look at some other issues. Thank you for your
Thank
time
you.
being on
Thank
the program
you.
today.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, we've been discussing with a man that I would say that knows it all when it comes to hospitality industry, talking about Mr. Allen Saleme. He's the group general manager of Shelter Suites and Hotels. It's a pleasure to have you again. Join us again next week when we'll bring you another exciting edition. But before that, you can follow us on all our social media platforms. Watch the previous editions of this program on YouTube. So send us your views. Until next week, I say thanks for staying tuned and bye for now.